Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Africa EV Show. Today, we are diving into a fascinating story: how Chinese car brands are trying to crack the African auto market. It's a tale of ambition, challenge, and opportunity. And if you're into automotive trends, global business, or Africa's growth story, this one's for you. Let's go. The stage is set. And Africa might be one of the smaller global car markets, only about 1 million new vehicles sold annually on the whole continent, and nearly half of those in one country alone. Yet, for Chinese automakers, this space is rapidly becoming strategic. Why? Because in places like the US, Canada, and Europe, they face growing import duties and tougher competition. And so, Africa offers both growth and escape from saturated or restricted markets. But this is harder than it looks. Selling cars in Africa is more complicated than just shipping a few models and hoping for the best. First, the market is extremely diverse. A buyer in Ghana has a very different needs, incomes, preferences from one in South Africa or Mozambique. Second, from infrastructure to consumer expectations, many obstacles remain. Things like after-sales service, spare parts availability, brand trust, local production, regulatory complexity, and much more. So, what do Chinese brands need to get right? Let's walk through the key areas. Here are 4 major pillars that will determine whether Chinese automakers succeed in Africa or not. The first one is affordability plus value. Now, for Africa, price matters a lot, since many African buyers are highly cost sensitive. Offering cars that deliver strong features for the price is a big advantage. Chinese brands are often doing this, offering modern features, decent tech at lower cost than established competitors. Second, localization and services. Beyond the sticker price, you need service infrastructure. That is dealers, spare parts, repair networks, resale value. And without that, trust suffers. Also, local manufacturing or assembly matters both for cost and for meeting local regulation or local content requirements. The third one is that there has to be a product fit and market segmentation. One size won't fit all. Models, features, and trims need to match local conditions, that is, roads, climate, usage patterns, income levels. As I've mentioned earlier, what sells in South Africa might not directly sell in East Africa or West Africa for that matter. Also, the mix of ICE or internal combustion engines versus hybrids versus electric will depend on infrastructure and market readiness. The fourth one is brand trust and longevity. Consumers need to believe the brand will be around, supported, and reliable. New entrants often struggle here because consumer skepticism is a real barrier. So building reputation, warranty, and resale networks are long-term investments. Now, the wild cards and risks. Of course, with great opportunity comes big risks. Here are some of the wild cards to keep in mind. Market cannibalization. Too many very similar models from many Chinese brands could end up competing against each other, undermining each other's value. And we have seen this even in China itself. Then changing regulation and local industry pressure. Local governments may push for local manufacturing, higher local content, or impose tariffs on imports. This can raise costs or change business models. Then there is infrastructure mismatch, especially for electric vehicles, charging infrastructure, reliable electricity, road conditions, and many others. This means they may lag behind. So a brand that bets too hard on EVs before the market is ready may struggle to find a footing. Then, brand trust and resale risk. If consumers feel they lose value on resale or the brand disappears after a few years, they may avoid buying in the first place because trust takes time. And what does this mean for viewers and buyers? So, if you are in Africa, or you sell cars, or you're watching automotive trends globally, for you as a buyer, you may get access to better value cars than ever before. And these are new brands, strong features for less money. Just check service networks and parts availability. For car industry watchers, the rising presence of Chinese brands could shake up the traditional order. Legacy brands may need to adapt to keep value, service, and localization strong. For local economies, if Chinese brands invest in local manufacturing, parts supply, and assembly, it could boost jobs, skills, and local industrialization. But if imports dominate, it may undermine local manufacturing growth. And then, here's the bottom line. Chinese automakers see Africa not just as a side market, but as a strategic frontier. But success won't just come from shipping cars. It will come from aligning with local conditions, building trust, servicing the market, and adapting intelligently. The question isn't if they'll enter Africa, it's how well they will do it. Now, if you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe for more global EV industry insights, and hit the notification button so you don't miss future episodes. And we have tens of this on our YouTube channel. Also, drop a comment below. If you are buying a new car in your country, would you consider one of the new Chinese brands? Why or why not? And thanks for watching. I'll see you again in the next one.